I don't care if you're ready for World War III or the whole world to melt in your face. Welcome to Black and Black Community. Your interim host, the oldest ninja in the world. And on my left and also my right is Cronus.
It's 8:40 in the evening. Do you know your dankness is? Maybe.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Patrick, you should have said right here. If you didn't, I'm going to find you and punch you in the face.
No, it's a throwback to back in, remember, like the 80s and
Yeah,
the 80s.
I know. It was like where there's like the ones on Twitter now is do you know where your wife is? Then it was like where do you know where your daughter is? You know where your kids are? I think the kids one was 80s, 90s was like your daughter, and like the 2000s up to now it's like where's your wife? And you see her on some kind of cuck site or something.
If you don't know what the reference is from, it's they literally had PSAs late at night for parents in the 80s to find out where their children were because they didn't. Parents in the 80s was just they were kind of wild and they just kind of let their kids just do whatever, latchkey kids and just they would just leave them to their own devices.
Yeah. Well, they didn't have what y'all have now. There's no air. You can't air tag your kids. You can't fucking. What do they do the locator tag.
There we go. First internet down. Here we go again. Oh man, it's gonna be heavily editing. All right, we're back now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we froze. We're back. But yeah, your dankness is here. But yeah, it was different times back then. There was no locators. I mean, I would say a very, very good representation of what the 80s were kind of like, outside of 80s movies, is watch Stranger Things. They do a really good job of their research of what the 80s was kind of like, especially in small towns. There you go.
Yeah. And don't be like, oh, it was so much better back then. I mean, sort of, not really. It's just
sort of, not really.
It was different. I can't stand this whole new generation thing of saying like, oh, we used to drink from, the hose, or we had blah 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 blah. I'm just like, that's not impressive. Like, I'd much rather have my kid drink like decent drinking water. So, not from lead lined fucking pipes. So,
yeah,
it's not impressive.
You know what's funny is every now and then when I'm talking to the young kids, and there's this moment where I pause and be like, if I told myself back in like the 90s that we would pay for water. In the 90s, I would have said you're fucking crazy because water came out the fucking sink and the tap was free.
Yeah.
And like y'all pay for water? I mean, it still does, but
yeah, your parents paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, but yes, your parents pay for it. But as an adult, people were paying for water in bottles. That was like, to me, it was asinine back then. But sure enough, we were like literally 4 years ago fighting people waiting for fucking shipments of bottled water at one point.
Yeah, and for all the Gen Xers that are like, oh, so good about drinking that, hose water. Are you drinking the hose water now? Ah, you're not, are you? Because that shit tastes nasty. Now, today it does. Back then, yeah, it tasted great because we didn't know any better.
Yeah. Oh, it tastes like metal. There we go.
Yeah, it did taste like metal. It tasted like poison.
Oh, damn. It tastes like lead. It's fine. What's up, Papa Bear? See you. We see you.
Papa Bear's in the chat.
And he's in chat.
There is going to be some slight internet dropping in and out. So if it happens, sorry. There's a problem with my laptop and or my router. I think it's my laptop, though. I need to run a hard line, and I thought I had the stuff to do it, but I don't have the right RJ45 connectors. I have the female ones, but not the male ones. So I have enough cable. I just need to buy different connectors. I'll have that hopefully fixed by next week if the world doesn't end on Tuesday.
It'll probably end Wednesday.
Next Tuesday on
Wednesday.
That's
Wednesday by like
that's
11.
election day.
Well, it'll be Wednesday 11 o'clock Eastern time around then.
Steve dropped out again. There we go again. Now we got to wait for Old Ninja to catch back up and for my internet to pop.
We got some stats here for the folks or for us? That's just for both there.
Yes,
we're going in and out.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to heavily edit this.
For sure.
like I did last time. It was not fun. Listener of the week is Suhas. Thank you very much for listening. We definitely appreciate it. Now we have to go through the RIPs.
Oh yes, RIPs for this week. We're pouring out. We'll pour out some. What I haven't. Mickey's. I haven't done some Mickey's in a while. Dog and Mickey's for Terry Garr. She was an American actress who starred in between 11 to 6 Elvis musicals when she was a kid. But she got her big break in Star Trek back in 1968. She got a bunch of film roles and minor stuff, and because she went to film school with a bunch of other film students that happen to be famous actors now, but some of them were like not very big movies. But then she got her big break in like Star Trek, and then she started in movies like Tootsie. So she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role with Dustin Hoffman in the movie Tootsie in 1982. She's also in Francis Ford Coppola's thriller The Conversation. She's also in Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind and Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, a very popular film. She would continue to star in TV and films for several decades. People who watch Friends, which is not me, Friends fans will know her as Phoebe's mom. 90s kids and families will remember her as the mom from Mom and Dad Save the World. Most nerds, they may know her as Mary McGinnis, the mother of Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond. She has a very illustrious career that lasted for decades, but in 2002, she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. In 2006, she suffered a brain aneurysm, which left her in a coma for a week. She lost the ability to speak and some of her motor functions, but after a year of therapy, she regained mobility, and recovered her speech, and even returned to acting. She starred in a movie in 2007, I believe that. So apparently that was her last film, which is 2007. There is a animated film or whatever. It's kind of hard to see. I don't know if this has been released or not, but it was in 2011. Apparently that's her last accredited film. But yesterday, October 29th, due to complications from multiple sclerosis, she passed away. She was 79. So there you go. R.I.P. to Terry McGinnis.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Terry McGinnis. What? What was her name?
Terry Garr.
There we go. I was
to Terry McGinnis, yeah. Yeah,
Batman didn't die.
Girl, Batman's dead?
Yeah.
I mean, Batman has died several times, to be honest.
Oh, wait. Maybe it's... Okay. Papa Bear saying he still can't understand what we're saying, though, on the podcast. That's strange.
He can't hear you?
He should be able to.
Hear us.
Yeah, it looks okay on my end, but he says that it's all like garbled. So I'll bullshit for a minute. If not, we'll have to restart the stream.
I will talk about something that Papa Bear brought up momentarily. He asked if we had seen the new Linkin Park stuff. So, if those of you who don't know, Linkin Park has resurrected with a new lead singer. The lead singer is now a female. Obviously, especially in today's world, there's a lot of throwback because, if you have like some lead chick, especially in a male-dominated band before, you put someone else in there. Honestly, I think anyone else that took over Chester Bennington's role, they would have fucking raised hell anyway. But they still maintain the name Linkin Park.
Oh, a new drummer too.
I know the drummer's new.
That's right. He did quit.
Like singer. Oh, maybe did he quit because of her? Don't know.
Don't know.
But some people have said that their sound is kind of similar to like early Evanescence. I've listened to one song and I've seen the video of that song. That's good. Yeah, some people don't, but some people don't like Evanescence, and I get it. It is what it is. But I've heard it. I think the offspring of Chester Bennington feels like this is stomping on his dad's legacy or their dad's legacy. I don't know if he has a daughter or a son. But I saw the reports that they were kind of upset. I don't know how true that was. I don't know if they gave them their blessing or whatnot, but some people think they probably should have changed their name and just put a new band, like with when Minota joined the Executioners or whatnot. So who knows? But I think some people are just happy that Linkin Park's kind of back. No one is ever going to replace Chester. Let's get that first and foremost. They're going to experiment with different stuff. I know the last couple albums people complained. I'm not sure why y'all are out there flip-flop. I think people should be happy that music is coming from the band. And just give it a chance. You don't know. You never know. So, me?
Nope, don't worry. Just I have to pause a little bit so I can know where to edit.
Okay.
That was like very helpful. If I just like don't say shit and I can go through just the audio, I can see exactly where to cut things out.
Okay. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, Linkin Park is back with a female lead. They have a couple videos, and I'm seeing a live performance, perhaps. I heard they're going on tour. I think this summer. So there's that. So there you go.
All right. So, yeah, I was thinking about not doing the podcast tonight because it's just me and Old Ninja. But we can carry this.
Yeah, we
And
got this.
there's some stuff I
We
wanted
can
to talk about. Go ahead.
even if it's short. Even if it's short, it's still your dankest of the week.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we definitely had to get
don't get
something
it
out.
twisted.
I've been trying to do better at like getting out content at least every weekday. I've been putting out shorts on YouTube, so that's been nice. Like every day consistently. Not this morning because we're going to drop this episode today. So, but you're getting content at least 5 days a week now. So that's hopefully it's been helping our numbers, which has been nice to be honest. I should have been doing this a long time ago. And I really wanted to get this podcast in because the election is tomorrow on Tuesday.
You
So
mean next week? Today's
no,
Wednesday.
so not tomorrow. Yeah, next week. Next week on Tuesday. So it's on what, the 5th. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
I already voted. I'm wearing my little I voted sticker. I filled out my mail-in ballot today, and I made sure to actually walk my mail ballot in and hand it to a person, and I watched them put it in the yellow sack because I've already seen people firebombing like the ballot boxes. I'm just like, dude, are you serious?
Oh, it's been in 2 states. One in
Yeah,
Arizona,
yeah.
one in Washington. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you people?
I don't know, but I just hey, if you're gonna vote, either go in person if you can, or if you have a mail-in ballot, like if you can, walk it into a polling place. I had to look up which polling place was actually open because some polling places do open early, but only like a few days before the actual election. And for me, it wasn't like my normal like polling place. I had to go to City Hall, and there we go. Now I'm offline again, like officially, but it's all right. Old Ninja's there. I see you moving around a little bit.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, I can. I'm back. Well, you're back.
Yeah.
We're
Well,
back.
I was talking anyway, so it's all good. So yeah, if you can like
I
find
know.
find an actual the so the polling place in California for me opened up like right when I got my ballot. It was on like actually no, a couple of days after I got my ballot. So it was like October, I think 26th or even before that. They opened up the polling place at my city hall. It was easy to get to. I just walked up, gave my ballot in, and got my sticker, and we were good to go. So yeah, give me 1 second because yeah, they're just saying it was frozen, but we're back now. Yeah, so yeah, my thoughts on the election cycle. If you've been paying attention, it's been rather shitty, to be honest. This is like probably the worst election cycle that I can remember, to be honest. And that's saying a lot because the last one was pretty shitty too. I didn't think it can get worse than that, and it has. Like, I feel like we've really diluted like what we should and should not, what's acceptable to say on television from our elected officials now, and it's been rather disappointing. For those that didn't know, there was a Madison Square Garden rally for former President Trump over the weekend, and Tony Hinchcliffe came out. Which, full disclaimer, I actually have a picture with this dude. So, because I went to go see him like years ago, probably like 9 years ago or more than that. I saw him and Joe Rogan live in San Jose, and he is more of a roast comic. I don't know why they decided to have this dude opening up for the Trump rally, but he made some really messed up jokes about Puerto Rico, talking about it's a floating pile of garbage. And I'm just like, I think in like a comedy setting or like a roast setting, that would be like kind of more passable. But when you're at like a political rally, that's kind of messed up. But to be clear, I don't really understand why Tony Hinchcliffe is being singled out for like those comments. Like Trump has said comments like this before. He's called Haiti shithole countries. He's called Africa shithole countries. He's talked shit about Puerto Rico before. He's talked shit about specific cities in our United States using similar verbiage, calling them, slums and shitholes and all kinds of other terrible things. And I think that these things have just been normalized by this dude. And the fact that now, people want to jump all over, Tony Hinchcliffe, which, I mean, yeah, it's deserved, but let's be clear that the bar has been set super low for that side as far as like what you can and cannot say about certain things. And it's sad. And that wasn't even like, for me, it wasn't even like the worst comments. Like other things were said that were like really bad too. Like Tucker Carlson, like making really racist comments about, Kamala Harris, having low IQ and being from like Samoa or and like making fun of her hair. Like it's a bunch of like really stupid things, like really terrible things to say in that whole rally. And I don't get it. I know people are going to vote for the guy. I'm trying my hardest not to like, they're going to vote for the guy. Cause like, I get it. Like certain policies that he's talked about do appeal to some people. I just don't like the guy. I think that his policies for me are terrible. And I think that his effectiveness as a leader is terrible. I don't think he knows how to lead at all. Like look at the rally when somebody brought up Tony Hinchcliffe, he said, "Oh, he doesn't even know who that guy is." I don't know what he said. It's like, are you fucking? He's like as if he didn't vet the guy. And if you want to sit there and feign that you never vetted the guy, then you're a shit leader. Like you don't know who's speaking at your rally. And you don't know what they're gonna say. I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing. Like there's no way that no single person on his team looked through the jokes that he was gonna say. Like that'd be rather, stupid to not vet somebody and not know what they're gonna say at your rally to become president. So I'm not buying it. But at the same time, if you want to vote for Trump, go ahead. Like, do your thing. I have a lot of reasons why I'm not going to vote for, or why I didn't vote for the guy. Did you vote yet, Old Ninja?
No.
Do you plan on voting?
No.
No? You're abstaining?
I'm here to watch the world burn.
Honestly, you could do worse. The person I voted for pisses a lot of people off. So, I actually voted for Jill Stein.
I knew you were going to say that. I'm pretty sure Prodigy's going to do the same.
Yeah. It's funny is I posted on Facebook that, I wonder who I voted for. And then one person voted, "Well, you're from California. I know who you voted for." I was like, no, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I almost did. Yeah. Like, it was literally, it came down to a single issue, and it was like a recent issue. Because I was willing to put aside like a lot of issues that I've had with Kamala Harris. It has nothing to do with her being a black woman or a black person, like, or an Indian person, like nothing to do with any of that shit. So I don't like, I also don't like being as a black man. I don't like being kind of like shit on for not wanting to vote for somebody because they assume that I'm not voting for her because she's a woman. Like, no, that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, nothing to do with her being black. Like it's some of her. It's a very specific policy. If you want to know what it is, it's her policy on Gaza. That's literally the reason why I am not voting for Kamala Harris. That's the single issue that it came down to for me. Everything else I could, I can pass by. Like it's okay. But that one issue, like, I'm sorry, but there's like a lot of people that are dead with American bombs over in Gaza, and a bunch of people that are getting killed in Lebanon now, in the West Bank, and we're funding all that shit. And now there's like over 40,000 people have died. Not all of them are terrorists. Not all of them are Hamas. A lot of women and children have died from this, and it needs to end. And if she would have said like a single fucking, like, how do I put it? She would have been more specific on ending the war and stopping the funding to Israel to stop the war in Gaza, that's just like the senseless killing, and now it's spreading out to other regions. If she would have said anything substantive about that, I would have voted for her. But she didn't. She, I have a problem with that amount of death. And so I voted for the one candidate who I know she's not going to get elected. So that is what it is. But I voted for the one person who I knew would not further that war and would actually do things that I more agree with. Because to me, I think that the Democrats are becoming more like Republicans every day, especially when it comes to like war and the war machine in general. Like another thing I didn't like about Kamala Harris is her talking about making our military more lethal. I mean, we're already pretty fucking lethal. So more lethal is code to me that we're going to fund the military more, which it already gets a huge chunk of our fucking budget. I don't know how much more money that our military really needs at this point. I mean, who the fuck are we fighting? We're not in a current war. Why do we keep expanding the DoD budget? And I'm saying this as a Marine. So, you know, it's a shame. I don't like that. And this is one thing I really don't like is that when I say that I voted for Jill Stein, people on the left get so fucking angry about it. They call her like this Russian plant because she sat at a table that Putin was at. Like, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not really too concerned about that. More people on the left are mad about my vote for Jill Stein than people on the right. And people on the left want to pretend that this is the thing that I hate the most is when they say, if you vote for Jill Stein, that's a vote for Trump. That's not how voting works. That's not how any of this works. You know, if I buy a red car, it doesn't mean I'm taking away fucking blue cars. Like that's fucking stupid. In no other context would that be an acceptable argument. And they keep making it every single time. I was never going to vote for Trump. And because of Kamala Harris's specific policies, I am not going to vote for her. So I'm not giving either one of them a vote. It just wasn't going to happen. So to say that if I'm voting for the person who I want to vote for is actually voting for somebody else, that's not how shit works. So, and it's also very undemocratic if you believe in democracy, which I know it's a republic, but you know, we still vote on these things. And the problems that I really have with our, you know, republic is our fucking, the way that we do our winner take all electoral college system. It needs to get abolished, in my opinion, or just go away from the winner take all. It can be, you know, you can go more towards the regional thing, because the way we have it now, if there's a majority of the people in a certain state gets the most votes, then they get all the electoral college votes. But that's not the way it was originally set up. So if you want to go back, if you're still interested in the electoral college, we can go back to the old way where it's not winner take all. Okay, do some actual research on how our votes actually count. I think if I was in a purple state, I might be more inclined to vote for Kamala Harris.
A purple state?
Yeah, like Pennsylvania, not really Florida anymore, like Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona. Those are purple states.
Is that a trans state?
They're swing states. So those are the states where really, and this is the reason why our electoral college system is kind of broken, because the presidency only counts in like 6 or 7 states. So like everybody, like we already know the way all the other states are voting. Like California is always going to vote for, you know, the Democratic candidate. But there are certain regions in California that are very red. Like if you go to like Orange County, super red. If you go to like some of the more country parts of California, it's red. Like they'll vote for the Republican candidate, but we have a winner-take-all system in California. So the vast majority of people live in the metropolitan areas, and those are mostly Democratic places. So yeah. Anyway, that's my my spiel on this weird election cycle. So I hope that it stays peaceful.
Oh, I like Papa Bear's verbiage is what the media always says, especially Fox News. Is instead of a purple state, they call them battleground states.
Yeah,
like they're out there leading the charge or something. Like they're out there with the fucking cavalry behind them. Like, dude, what the fuck are y'all talking about? I mean, I understand it's metaphoric. And I know that it's about, you know, the battle who wins the state overall, but still, it is what it is. I mean, I understand that people have the reasons to vote for whatever candidate they want, but I can tell you this right now: whoever is elected, they're definitely not going to stop what's going on in Israel. They're still going to fund whatever they're going to do.
That's why I'm not voting for them.
Yeah. It's either going to be more spending or slightly less spending. That's all it's going to be. It's not going to be stopped. So it's just weird. It's just weird to me talking to people about this. There's a lot of things that people, even I myself, don't know about voting per se. I mean, actually, there's some stuff I know, but the people who are your average voter, they're going to go out there and try to sabotage, and they want to have, like, you know, these militiamen trying to, like, you know, monitor or
they're poll watchers, which is kind of sus sounding. Poll watching. I'm just
whatever
saying.
Whatever they want to do, it is sus. But still, meat gazers, whatever. Yeah, it's just weird that like the federal government does that on their own, and people who sabotage voting machines, they're subject to federal law.
Yeah, there's actually
So
somebody. I mean, if you're poll watching, it's literally voter intimidation for like most of the time. That's what you're talking about. It's historical. This is how um, when at the end of the Civil War, when black folks were emancipated and actually had some voting rights, that's how they intimidated black folks from not voting is poll watching with their stand out there with a gun and
I want to go. I want to go slightly. I mean, yes, it was, but as we're in modern times now, the time that we're living in the past, at least in our parents' past, it was minority intimidating. Before that was the African American vote, but now, like for Asian people, Hispanics that became citizens or worked, for a business or a person, they would try to make them vote a certain way so they would get their way. This applied to.
sorry he cut out, but I'll keep it going for a second. There was a guy. Oh, actually, I'll wait till he comes back so he can hear this too. Sorry, he cut
I'm
out.
back.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh,
There was actually a guy who had a machete and was raising it at people that were trying to vote today.
oh, I heard about that. I saw. I was like, this can't be real.
It's
But
real.
yeah, did this fool get tackled or did he get shot or
He
something?
got arrested. So
Okay.
it's just just people
So
are. Go ahead. Go
for
ahead.
those of for those of you who are familiar with our podcast, I'm going to ask the most question that should have a very obvious answer. If I think if he was arrested, he must have been white.
I mean, yeah, obviously. So
I mean, if he was a black male with
yeah,
a machete,
yeah.
yeah, we know. I mean, it's kind of. What state was this guy in?
I don't
For
even know. I
starters.
got it. I'd have to look it
Okay,
up. Yeah.
I kind of doubt. I'm pretty sure he was in a Bible Belt state or something similar, because if he was a minority that was holding that, he most definitely would have been shot.
Yeah. Papa Bear actually said something. Well, he always says something poignant and very relevant. He said the only way to break the two-party bullshit is it's the only way to break the two-party bullshit is to defeat the argument. Yeah, because the two-party thing, like, it shouldn't be a thing. The two-party system we have in America this is the reason why things are so messed up, because they're forcing us to pick like two like not great candidates. So, and like I understand the only reason why I don't want to say the only reason why. One of the reasons why Kamala Harris seems like a very good candidate right now is because of women's rights, which is totally valid. I totally get like the whole, women's rights argument, which Jill Stein also has, which is why I voted for her, because I want to make sure I'm not going to vote for somebody that I don't agree with on the vast majority of her policies. She's also for reparations, which Kamala Harris is not. So there's that.
I'm sorry. Are still the largest minority in the
Wait,
states.
say it again.
I said as of now, we are still the African American community is probably still the largest minority in the U.S. For now, it's not
No,
going to stay that way.
we are not.
We're
It's actually no. It's Latino.
I thought we were.
The Latino
I thought,
population. That's a lot of people.
I
So-
thought we were. I thought we still had more than them for
no,
now.
they're 20%. We are like 13%.
We're 13%. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so even that, I feel like with that added to the equation, for people who are thinking about reparations or who think that reparations are going to be divvied out in some way. I know California was talking about it as a state, and I know that it's been shelved and there's like a lot of shouting and discussion and whatnot. And then the federal government as a whole, there's been talk about reparations and there's huge arguments about that. But yeah, I feel that it's been too long and we're probably not going to see reparations within the next 50 years. If we do not expect monetary compensation at all.
Well, I mean,
I understand because Prodigy and I have talked about before
yeah.
offline, but there are other ways to give reparations to a populace, and it does not have to necessarily mean monetary. So, but I still don't see any of that coming anybody's way. Especially if anything, even Native Americans, I don't see any of that coming to them.
So
Yeah.
they've actually paid reparations to Native Americans. They've given them back a lot. Actually, just in like 2021, they gave back a huge parcel of land. I think it was in Oklahoma.
It was in
So
Oklahoma, and I'm partially invested in that, but
yeah,
that's a whole nother
there's
subject.
been a
But
whole bunch of times the U.S. has paid out reparations.
they
Whole
have,
bunch of
and
times.
but how much? So I guess to go further, how much was the payout? What was given or both?
There we go.
I'm just very curious. What's up? Oh,
Uh,
did I freeze again?
yeah, I mean it's me that's freezing, not you. It
Oh,
just
well,
yeah,
you're still good for me for now,
yeah.
but still, I don't see like a mass population. We're talking in the millions. Where Native Americans are like what, couple 100,000?
No, I mean there's a lot of them, but I mean
Is
there's
there a million
still.
people? Is there a million Native Americans in the U.S. as we speak? I don't
Uh,
think their numbers. Is that populace that high? I'm not
I don't
sure.
know their actual.
I don't either. That's why I'm very curious. I'm under the impression there's probably like a couple 100,000 Native Americans scattered across the U.S. Because as we know from those of you who follow history, some of those tribes and people were literally utterly eradicated. So
Yeah, I mean if you look up just like reparations throughout history in the United States, they've paid out a lot in reparations to other people and things. So it goes throughout. I mean, the first reparations started out in like, 1700 through like 1700 basically is like the first case of like reparations. Shit. I mean, they paid fucking reparations to slaveholders after the Civil
yeah,
War.
people,
So
yeah, because they quote unquote lost property, and Candace Owens and who's that other guy, Larry Elder, were all there. Oh, they deserve that shit. I'm like, what? What? Anyway,
yeah. So in 1986 here, I'll just read off a couple of them. All right. So in 1971, around $1 billion and 44 million acres of land was given to the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act. In 1974, $10 million out of court settlement between the U.S. government and Tuskegee victims. Those are black men because of the
oh,
Tuskegee
so
experiment.
yes, I was about to say yeah, because the experiment, because they were lied to, and they let this permeate through generations of their family.
Yes. In 1980, $81 million, the Klamaths in Oregon. I don't know what that was for. And in 1980, $105 million to Sioux of South Dakota, seizure of their land. So they pay him off. I mean, like it's still, you can keep going. The most recent one, let's see. This is the governor of this one. I don't think it's got vetoed. Okay. Trying to find one where there's actually a payout that was recent. But they happen all the fucking time. Yeah, I mean, you just look it up. There's been plenty of times where it's been paid out. So it happened to the Japanese folks that were interned in internment camps, and I think Italians and Germans too that were in internment camps because that happened as well. They got paid money in reparations. So
I get it, but my question is, were there payouts to a people that were numbered in the millions? That's my question.
I mean, these were.
So you're talking about 65 million plus people.
Yeah, but I feel like the numbers of these, like when you pay $1 billion with a B to people, that's a lot of money, and they've done it plenty of times.
It is a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. But how many people were the recipients? We're talking like 10, 20,000, 10,000?
I don't know if it's so much of like the number of people. I guess it depends on how much you're paying them, obviously. But like, yeah, I mean, they paid out reparations multiple times to native born folks. So let's see how many people.
All right. That's great. That's great. I'm just curious about how many people are left after they, I've met a handful of Native people. So.
It's 2.7 million people that are native.
That's way better than I thought.
But they've paid. But like I said, reparations are more than they've been paid out more than just to native
monetary. Oh, more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see. But the people you did mention, looping it back to election, those people are probably not going to take office.
So. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I'm hopeful that Kamala Harris becomes, given the alternative, because I know that Jill Stein's not going to win. Given the alternative, I hope that she wins. I think it set a really good message to the world. But honestly, this could be another, Barack Obama where he can't get a lot done, especially if she becomes president and the Republicans take the Senate and the House. If that happens, then she's not going to get shit done. we will see, and it just sucks that it has to be that Republican or Democrat who is in charge of what. Where if we had an actual, uh, more than two parties, if we had a bunch of parties that were trying to come to consensus, that'd be better because you can negotiate, with different parties. Having this two-party system thing is just it makes everything like so binary in America, and it's been stupid.
Well, that's the way America likes it. They like it binary. They don't like all that tri stuff. Apparently, they're afraid of that.
Yeah, I mean they just
or actually the buzzword is trans.
they want to stay in power, so they just want to otherize everybody. He's talking about the Alien Enemies Act, Papa Bear.
Oh, I put out. I thought out.
No, I was talking about Alien. Yeah.
Oh, it's too okay.
Yeah, this was like a World War. It wasn't in the 1700s, I don't think, Papa Bear. I think it was.
Yeah, I think he's fact checking himself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
it's okay.
Pretty sure it was in the
1800s.
Yeah, 18 or 1900s. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised around 1808 or like 1812. Probably around the War of 1812 kind of stuff.
Yeah, the only reason why he's bringing it up is because former President Trump. Well, not just reparations. Well, reparations because of that was because of the internment camps, but it's also been brought up by former President. Oh, it was 1798. So all right, still in the 1700s. Former President Trump brought it up because he wanted to use that act to throw all of the illegals in prison and then deport them.
I've heard that rhetoric.
Which is kind of dumb for a bunch of reasons I'll get to. But one of the main reasons why this is kind of stupid is because I think the Alien Enemies Act only really applies to a country that you're at war with. And as far as I know, we're not at war with Mexico and South American countries or, Central American countries. So that probably wouldn't work to begin with. Second, even if it did work like that, even if he wants to declare war on them for some stupid fucking reason, the estimates. Hold on, let me pause. You still there?
Oh, you froze. You're frozen.
I'm back now, though, right?
I was agreeing. Yeah, you're back. Yes, I don't know. I don't know if we're sending troops or what do they call it? Police action to South America. Unless you're watching Lioness, I said.
So what they want to do is deport all of the illegals, right? The quote unquote. I hate even saying that word. Illegals.
I know, but
so let's just put that into play. Okay, let's just say you want to deport all of the quote unquote illegals from America. Okay, gotcha. Logistically, that's fucking impossible. Logistically, it's impossible. What they like to say on the right is that there's like 30 something million illegals in America, which I think seems like kind of a lot. But if it isn't, if that's the actual number, that's like what, 10% of our population? That's around 10% of our population. Maybe like 9% of our population. If you got rid of 9% of our population, what would happen?
Oh, you didn't. Oh, was that a question to me or to the audience?
Yeah,
I've been zoning out.
Just think about it. Like just poof, 9% of the population is gone. Like
I mean, yeah. That's that's the last. That's a what does it call that shit? Like a rapture, a mini rapture.
Yeah. Who? They have jobs. They contribute to our economy. They work. If you got rid of all those people, immediately, the price of fucking almost everything will go up. They want to talk about how this is a solution to our housing crisis. No, the fuck it's not. You want to know why?
It's not.
Who the fuck builds our houses? It's not just white dudes. All right. It's a bunch of there's a lot of undocumented folks that do that work too. They farm for us. They work other jobs. They work in hotels. They work other normal jobs too. Like they do work that some folks do not want to do. And if you got rid of all of them, which again is impossible, because to get rid of all of them, you'd have to first find all of them and then put them in some sort of containment facility, which would be a prison. We don't have enough, even though we have the most prisons in the fucking world, we don't have enough prison capacity to hold 32 million fucking people, much less have the ability to bus or fly them to some other country. Like, this is so dumb. Like, it doesn't make any sort of logical sense, but people believe it. They'll clap at it. Like,
oh, they've always been. So, what? Two things. I'm gonna talk about something current and logistically. Some of these people that are not legal, and I know that there's been the talk of a project or is it a proposal of Project 47, which is similar to Project 2025 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Well, they want to get rid of the Naturalization Act or whatever. Basically, if you're born in the states, you're technically you are an American citizen. But they want to roll that back or get rid of it all of a sudden. That's part of this weird kind of project that they had. I'm like, that doesn't make sense because if I'm not mistaken, that's part of either the Bill of Rights. So
You paused. I'm not sure if
yeah,
it's part of the Bill of Rights, but
is it part of the Constitution? I remember which one. I know it's in there.
yeah,
I did that.
What I do
So
know is that I think that folks don't really understand that not only if you get rid of all those people, the reason why America has a population problem, and this is what the folks on the right don't want you to know. I think I've talked about it a few times on the podcast, is that the birth rates in America are going down. And once you get below like a 2.2 births per family, your population goes in a decline. And what that means is once you go into that number, it keeps going less and less, and eventually it gets to a tipping point to where you don't have enough workers to pay for the people that are retiring. And so what that means is that people that are old have to work longer because they don't have any retirement to retire on, because the way retirement works is that you need the younger generation to pay into the retirement to pay for the generation that's retiring. So especially when it comes to pensions and stuff like that. And like Social Security and a whole bunch of other programs, disability, stuff like that. You need younger folks to pay into that system to help pay for the older folks that need that assistance. And it's a terrible thing that we see it in other countries now. Like if you look at like South Korea, Japan, a bunch of other countries, you need to rely. The easiest way to solve this problem is to open up your immigration system. It's not to get rid of it totally. Because you're not going to convince people to have more babies, especially given the current state of the United States. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, sending your kids to school where they might get shot seems pretty perilous. They don't talk about that to the undocumented workers when they come into this country, though. So they don't know about the actual problems that we have here. They just think that they believe in that American dream thing, which it almost doesn't really exist anymore. Yeah, you can survive here. But it's pretty hard to get into that 1%. And honestly, to get into that 1%, I don't even know if it's even worth it. So
I guess it depends on perspective. Also, my other point I wanted to bring out is back in 2020, Trump was all about the building his wall, and I've heard shit about him in this wall, and I know that like not even a quarter of that shit was built. I know the private citizen paid money out of their own pocket to build part of it, and it looks like a fucking monument or some shit. You built something that people can literally just walk around, take pictures of. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand like the point of a wall, but you're never gonna build a wall tall enough. You're never gonna build a wall wide enough. You're never gonna build enough of the wall. You never it's just like. It's more of like a symbolic thing, and it's mainly just built in like major metropolitan areas. Like I live like 7 miles from the fucking border, so there's a wall there, but it's weird looking, to be honest. And another thing people don't talk about, like you literally can't you don't want to build a wall through certain parts because it's just like desert. And the more wall you build, you force people to go through those desert lands, and they just fucking die. Like thousands of people die in those deserts. There's actually a really good yet horrible podcast about it. From Radiolab, and they actually go through like what it's like to actually immigrate into America, undocumentedly, to going through the deserts where there's no wall, and they're wondering like why they didn't see like a lot of bodies, and so they literally put out like I think it was like a pig with like in human clothes and like put it under some rocks, and that shit was gone within like less than a week. Like everything was fucking gone. Because it was eaten by scavengers. So and people die out there all the fucking time, trying to find a better life. So yeah,
I mean that was part of a little bit of history. One of the racist terms out there, which I'm not going to repeat, but part of that was about Hispanic people crossing the Rio Grande,
Yeah.
because a lot of them tried to swim across this rapid fucking river. They end up dying. What was it? The movie with Jennifer Lopez where she plays the mom or she's the grandma. She literally starts a legacy where she went across the river with like an infant child and somehow made it to L.A. But part of the people that she was with, they didn't make it with her. Some of them died in the fucking lakes
There we go.
sometimes.
God
So
damn it. That took forever that time.
no, last time you took forever. But so yeah, it's gonna be weird. It's weird because there's people who have literally risked their lives and failed to try to swim a rip roaring river. So, and part of the what was it? A racial comment is about Hispanic people trying to swim across this river. That's where the birthplace where that word came from.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and you also have like stupid the governor of Texas where he built like he had like the National Guard or something like that, and they built like these like he put like razor wire in the water and like these floating buoys with like spikes on them, and like people were just getting torn apart by these things. And I'm just like, that's your solution here is to, like literally have people cut themselves up and drown in the water, like and just that is so inhumane.
Or literally murder people.
Yeah, it's like that's not to me. That's like not a crime like punishable by death. You know, crossing the border. Like, I mean, come on, man. I mean, like I understand. First of all, like I'm against like the death penalty in general, but like doing that to people that are just trying to come across into the United States by killing them is, to me, that's just beyond fucked up. So
it's a cold world. Cold world. I mean, it's just weird. I feel like a lot of the extreme Republicans, their solution is usually violence, like 80% of the time. It's like, that shouldn't be necessary. We should find, we're in 2024, we should be able to find a very close to altruistic solution to these kind of things. And I understand it's not easy, and it shouldn't be. We should be able to come to some kind of solution that where all parties are safe, I guess, or without murder, full on murder.
yeah, I mean, honestly, just make it easier to legally immigrate into America. That way, they can pay taxes faster and contribute to our economy more completely. So yeah, I don't understand why this is like a huge deal. Like I just have them as long as they fucking pay taxes. I don't really give a shit. So and you know, obviously, don't commit heinous crimes, but yeah, like making it hard to like come here and live a normal life. I think it's kind of bullshit. It's elitist and it's just messed up.
What about elitist? Is it really elitist or is it racial?
It's.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You could put an S and a U and some other letters in there. It's white supremacist is what it is. Let's just like.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I was waiting for you to say it. I'm like, why did you say it?
There you go. It's white supremacist.
Yeah. Just come out and say it. They don't like brown people across the planet apparently. So it's very strange. But it is what it is, Well, by next Wednesday morning or even Tuesday night, we'll see if I won't be surprised some kind of weird takeover or like blowing up a government building or kidnapping someone from the government, whether it's a representative or a senator or a state controller even. Someone's probably going to try to blow up an FBI building in some major city. We're going to see something. So there's going to be. All right. We're back.
Now we're back. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Sorry, man.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. You missed my spiel, but like I said, I was just shortening it to. I won't be surprised come Tuesday night if we don't see some kind of violence. I'll be highly surprised if we don't see violence Tuesday.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised either. I'm chilling. I'm going to be chilling at home, drinking. Because I'll be able to drink. This is non-alcoholic, by the way. This is a Guinness. They make Guinness non-alcoholic.
Guinness Zero?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
So technically, those are kind of a lie because it has like a little bit of alcohol. It's less than 1%. It's still alcohol.
Yeah, it's less than a 0.5%. So it's like it's kombucha.
It's like what 0.01.
Yeah, it's like kombucha.
Like 0.01. So yeah, it's just. I mean, it's okay. So when the election happens, I'll probably be out of town. I'll probably be in our state capital, which will probably be set fire that night. So we'll see.
Oh wait, hold on. I think our video's down now. Hold on, let me catch up.
Our video's
yes, it is very down. All right, hold on. I'll have to restart the stream. There we go.
Now we're back.
All right, we are back. Sorry. Anyway,
Mm.
talk about something more fun. Patrick had just asked if any of us, either of us, have played Dragon Age. No, I want to. However, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I have to say, it is the most fun I've had playing a Call of Duty campaign in a very long time. It's my favorite campaign, I think, so far. What are your thoughts? You've played the camp. You don't think you beat the campaign, right?
I beat the campaign. It was very so. I'll put it this way: if you have been playing the previous Call of Duties, especially Modern Warfare 2 and 3, the last three years, you'll notice that Treyarch took some bits that worked from. It works actually pretty well. It looks like they're trying to do something. I think they're gonna keep doing the next 5 years out. Oh, actually, next year probably won't be them. Next year will probably be like Sledgehammer or somebody. They'll probably lead the team. But probably in 2 years, we'll probably see a continuation of Black Ops where it goes into early 2000s or late 90s, early 2000s Black Ops kind of thing. Um, I will say, without giving too much away, there's been a lot of stuff that they did. So basically, it starts kind of out like your typical Call of Duty. Then there's a part where it gets like a wannabe open world area. So if you ever played Gears of War 5 did this. If you ever played, was it, what's over there? Uncharted Lost Legacy. They do this area where you have like a hub. Like you have a central area and you're able to go all through this big ass fucking map and complete missions. They have like hidden, or not hidden, but I guess secondary missions that you're able to do.
They got
And then you
puzzles
can
and
always
shit.
go back to him. Yeah, well, this game is full of fucking puzzles. Almost every level is fucking puzzles. But I feel like they're consistent with previous Black Ops games because apparently the old Black Ops games had a bunch of numbers, fucking puzzles everywhere, especially zombies had like a bunch of puzzles and shit.
Yeah.
They but they use like stuff like what they did in Gears and Uncharted Legacy with the hub, and you go out. What's cool is you definitely want to do these secondary missions because each one of them you complete, they give you something for
Yeah.
completing, for helping them out or finding something. You get like usually it's a kill streak in multiplayer, but you're able to call it. It has a recharge time or a cooldown, and each time you use it, you're able to help. It helps you improve your primary objectives faster by getting these things. I'm like, holy shit, this fucking works out. And what's cool because you get a Jeep where you're able to drive to all these spots. If your Jeep takes too much damage, it explodes, and you're gonna think that you're on foot, but you can literally fast travel back to the hub and you get a brand new Jeep and then back to your fucking look. And then they snuck in a zombie level, so they literally put zombies with the story in the game. So it gives you this like point where did this really happen or was it in this character's imagination kind of thing. So it's like it's very cool. If you played especially Modern Warfare 3, the big main zombies are in this where they're the bosses in this. You got to do like the top three. Oh, top four. Actually, no, the three. They don't bring the mega abomination. Sorry,
Well,
in this game, but
that
I know it's
level,
there.
yeah, that level is fucking creepy. By the way, I was playing with my headphones on, and I was like, "This is fucking creepy."
Yeah. So when I played this level, when you played the level, I asked you, what did you think it kind of like gave you the feeling of?
It was kind of like Stranger Things a little bit, maybe a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
It gave like that kind of vibe. It was I don't know. It was just like it was really cool. Like what? Oh no! You know what? It reminded me of like BioShock. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of BioShock too.
Yeah, you froze for a quick second, but I get it. Like Stranger Things. So for me, I don't know about you, but I felt like they kind of borrowed a lot of stuff from Control without
Oh,
superpowers.
yeah, that too.
Yeah, there's a lot of control because you got the creepy government building set in like the 50s and shit, and then you got to figure out the secrets this place has. Basically, in order to get out. And then like it gave me what's that fucking shit? Not just Control, but damn, I can't think of it now. I had it the other day, but like basically, there's another like kind of semi horror game that involves shady government shit that happens, and you have to like solve the place. And it's cool because it's another like semi open area. Oh, kind of like a little bit of Resident Evil, like when
Hmm.
you're in the mansion, except you're in a building, you're in a government building. You got
Yeah.
to get the keys to get your way out. It's like that, and like when you're done, it's like you're not supposed to talk about what just happened, kind of thing. So I was like, that's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
and they have like
That's fucking cool.
So like one of the bosses in it was like I'm not gonna give away like what the boss is or what it does, but it's really cool because like stuff doesn't move if you're looking at it, and it gets
Oh,
like super fucking creepy because you can hear
oh
it,
man,
you can hear things
yeah,
behind you, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
yeah. That shit fucked me up because I was playing with headphones as well. Here's the fucked up thing is if you turn around, you'll hear them moving, and you turn around back, and they will like finish their movement, and you're
Yeah,
like, wait, there's more of them than there was when I fucking turned around. And then
yeah,
each area in that particular room, when you do something, more of them fucking spawn. I was like, what the fuck? What I found out though, if you have like, I use my melee weapon, you can literally knock them out so that it reduces their numbers. I'm like, dude, I don't like this shit. I don't like them fucking behind me. Oh, that's another thing. That reminded me of Silent Hill. That part reminded
uh,
me exactly a lot like Silent Hill. I'm like, dude, I'm taking out as many as I can, and I don't want these things fucking following me. And then like, oh, they give you a new fucking weapon. I thought I was gonna use this the rest of the game, but you only
yeah.
use it for that fucking weapon. I was like,
That
what
shit
the
was.
fuck? Oh, Bioshock, that was it.
That's what I
That
said.
reminded me of
Like when you
Bioshock.
were when you were paused, I was
Oh,
like Bioshock. Yeah,
yes, Bioshock. Yeah, it was a lot like Bioshock. I was like, oh shit, and like I was like, oh shit, do I get to keep this? And no, what's fucked up is when you go to back to your main hub. It's on like your wall. It's on the wall. It's like
yeah.
hanging up there. I'm like, oh fuck, I can't keep this thing out. I was like, fuck, this sucks.
That's from a Call of Duty game. It's the Call of Duty, like, is it Infinite?
Oh no, I have it. Advanced Warfare. I
Yeah,
have that
Advanced
one.
Warfare. Yeah, the ones
Yeah,
in the future. Yeah, I thought that game was
yeah.
fun. Yeah,
A lot of people hated that game. Oh, so that game has fucking that game has Kevin Spacey as the main bad guy. That's what's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah. So, but still, uh, so you're not at the next part. The next part I really liked a lot too because you.
I heard it's like James Bond. Oh wait, you're pausing.
It's
Sorry, you
exactly
paused.
like James Bond.
Yeah, James
Yeah, I
Bond.
saw.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a huge James Bond level like the next one over. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. And then like even after that, there's even more kind of semi creepy shit. It's like semi creepy, but it's still kind of Call of Duty. Next, there's always like big ass fucking wars. Uh, what the fuck were you? Oh yeah, you are. But yeah, you're getting very close. I think the next mission for you will be the James Bond mission, which I
yeah.
really
It
like.
is. Yeah,
Yeah, so there's like, and you got to get prepped and shit. You got to, and it's cool because it's the only level that lets you change. You get to play as each one of the characters from your squad. So it's like, oh, this is fucking cool as fuck.
yeah. That's
So
what I liked about the campaign so far is that it's all so different. It's like not only is it different locations, it's like different play styles. Totally different like feel. The weapons are different too. You get some specialized equipment. It's just I feel like Treyarch had like a lot of fun making this game. I feel like the
oh
other
yeah,
ones were just kind of
100%.
like they're kind of like cookie cutter. They got to like it was just like a yearly kind of update thing, which I didn't like. Which also in this game, to be fair, the install situation is another. It's a nightmare. It's still a nightmare. They need
Yeah.
to fucking fix it. Like, why am I installing shit for like the past Call of Duty game? I shouldn't have to
Mm.
install like their campaign shit in this game. Like,
Yeah. Because you're on PlayStation, so so this I think they're probably going to continue this, but the next when you go to the Call of Duty hub, if you're not playing it, the game lets you play the past 6 games or some shit. So you're able to jump back in from the hub and play the previous games.
well,
That's why it's all there.
I feel like
I'm
they're
like,
doing like the most half-ass version of a live service ever. It's
okay,
like if it's gonna be a live,
that's fair.
just make it a live service game. If you want to have like the
No,
battle, like people will pay. If you want, I mean, just
yeah.
make stuff DLCs for this live
Oh,
service. I think that would make more sense than
hmm.
doing this sort of half-assed like, oh, you have to install this other content and get like this hub, blah
Hmm.
blah blah. Like no, like we have other games that are like this where it makes sense. I mean, look at Fortnite. Fortnite just
Hmm.
introduced the Lego, Fortnite thing in the game, and it's like it's a free DLC, but it's a live service game, and they keep updating the game incrementally with new features, and I don't need to buy a whole new game. You know,
No.
there we go.
Yeah, it
Now I'm back.
wasn't long as the other one, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
back. We're back.
Yes. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah,
you know, just make it a live service.
yeah, I think it's funny. No, I think they're staying away from the live service thing because live service makes people uncomfortable, and they're not going to be on board. If you just so let's say if you just boot Call of Duty, and then you're able to go to like this, it's like what the fuck, yeah, what's it like? It's like I want to say Spotify. I don't have Spotify, so I can't say this is the same analogy. But basically, when you boot Call of Duty, it gives you the option to play your past Call of Duty games. I don't know if it's like ones that you bought or ones that allow you to play. So I think that's kind of cool because when you play now, you can see your friends list, and on your friends list, it tells you which version of which game they're playing. They could be playing DMZ for Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2. They could play Modern Warfare 3. They could be playing Cold War or Vanguard or whatever, and it tells you what your friends are playing at that time. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool because before it would just tell you they're on Call of Duty and it wouldn't necessarily tell you what they're doing. If they weren't playing your current game, it would just be like some random fucking. It'd just say Call of Duty or some bullshit.
I think
So
it
now,
could still do the same thing. I think it could still tell you like what. Yeah.
yeah. So I 100% agree that their little hub thing is like it needs work. Like it needs an overhaul, to be honest. And I feel like they slapped it together once Call of Duty went to Game Pass. But I think they're gonna probably. I can bet you by next year it'll be there again, but it'll be completely like a different personality. 100%.
I mean, look. EA makes the game, right?
No, this is Infinity Ward. This is Activision.
Activision, okay. Listen, Activision, just call it Call of Duty Infinite and just keep fucking adding to it.
They can't do that. They already made Call of Duty Infinite. I have the game. So
oh, do they? Shit. All right. Well, just call it something and just like make that like your forever game. Because like
so that's why they call it Call of Duty. It's just Call of Duty.
Well, then just fine. Then just call it Call of Duty and just like have like one major install and just make the rest fucking DLCs, dude, and just add into it like a live service. I mean, even though
I feel like that's where they're going.
Yeah, because I mean, really? Destiny does it well. Fortnite does it excellent. You know, fucking Roblox does it. I mean, come on.
Roblox? Oh, one of you was playing Roblox like 2 days ago. I don't know which one of y'all. One of y'all playing Roblox. Like,
my daughter was playing it on the Xbox. So
okay, I was like, what the fuck? Who's playing Roblox? Like,
yeah, no, she plays it on the Xbox. That game was
dead. But then I forget people play Roblox on their phone.
Kids play the shit out of Roblox, bro.
Kids play the shit out of Fortnite. That's all I see kids fucking do.
No, so Fortnite when they get a little bit older, but like young kids, they play Roblox. And I know this for a fact because my kids said
yeah, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because my niece is older now, so I don't know what the fuck she's doing by now. So I know she plays something, but I'm pretty sure it's a mobile game, and I don't know what. I'll find out actually next week to see what's up. But
yeah, I'm not a fan of Roblox or Minecraft. The whole like blocky looking thing. I'm like, I play blocky looking games where that was like the highest form of graphics. I'm done with that.
Back when Doom 1 and shit.
Yeah.
Or what the fuck? The games I really loved, Wing Commander. Yeah. It was slightly better, but it was still kind of blocky, especially when you got closer. You got fucking pixels that are the size of like half your screen. Fucking great, but still. But yeah, I get it, man. I really like this campaign. I thought it was going to be another just straight linear A to B shit, and Treyarch gave me something different they do next. I do know a lot of Call of Duty players will complain that they use the same kind of assets from the previous zombies for the campaign. However, they put a very, very interesting story. They gave you puzzles. They gave you a bunch of shit, so they made it work. It wasn't just slapped in there like nothing. They made it part of the story. So I was like, oh, this is actually really interesting, especially when they added a level of creepiness that I wasn't ready for. So I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, there's also something we haven't talked about yet about the game that actually does greatly improve upon the game, depending on how you play Call of Duty games or first-person shooters in general. They added in this omni movement thing, which is very reminiscent for me of Titanfall, like the way you move around.
Really?
Yeah, really? Like because it seems like you can sprint in any direction, and like when you can like do like kind of like acrobatic sort of tricks, and it's like it's kind of neat.
Hold on, did you not play any of the Ghost Recon games or the most recent Ghost Recon, like Wildlands or Breakpoint or anything like that?
No, but it's new in Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, Wildlands and Breakpoint had that like 5 years ago. So
I know other games have had it. Like I said, I mean Titanfall had it. So it's just nice to see Call of Duty put it in.
I'm trying to remember Titanfall because I remember Titanfall, the first one. Because the Titanfall 2 is probably the sleeper game that nobody knew was going to be really good. That game had a really good fucking campaign.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I was all about that shit. I was like, holy shit, this is great. But Ghost Recon was interesting. The only thing about Ghost Recon, to me, it's just like it relied too much on like stealth. I want to be able to go in guns. Like they punish you for going in guns blazing, which I felt like was kind of fucked up. But you can still do it. and you need better weapons, which I was like, okay. But with Call of Duty, I think this is cool. You see these little kids kind of run, like they run and dive, and you can turn like 180 as you're going like forward to like
Yeah.
shoot people on the side, which is kind of cool. It makes really cool gameplay. It's cool seeing it, but I still shoot them in the middle of the air, so they're not like immune or anything. It's fucking great. It's fuck everybody.
You know, what's also another thing that was cool about this one is they give you a choice on whether or not you want to go stealth or not. In
Hmm.
a lot of the levels, and you can basically play if you want to go and snipe everybody, you can do that. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's they do give that too. Like if you go in silent, you get a benefit because you have less enemies. If you go in loud, they will call reinforcements for your ass. And
yeah,
it's like you can run into problems. You can basically kill everybody, but there'll be alarms and shit going off. You'll end up killing reinforcements, but it'll be a bit more perilous. Going in silent is cool because you do these nice little takedowns, and you can remain silent. Sometimes you can be almost seen, but you can go back into stuff, which
yeah,
is cool. But I do like the fact that they can tell you they're like, hey, you can do this loud or you can do this quiet.
yeah. And the takedowns are actually the animations are pretty neat. They're pretty brutal, but they're pretty neat.
You can just go in and go loud and blow up right else.
Yeah, like Prodigy, rocket launcher, everything.
Yeah, you could, if you wanted to.
Yeah,
And there's probably one laying around somewhere because apparently henchmen like leaving fucking heavy artillery around. Just pick that shit
it's
up
totally
for
normal.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally normal. Totally. That's something exactly any mafia or tyrant or sultan would leave around
yeah.
with their troops. Totally, it's great.
So
But
anyway,
yeah, I finished the campaign. So have you tried zombies yet?
yes, and it is quite interesting because I forgot what it was like to play the round based zombies. This is back in like it takes me back to like the World War II COD when they first introduced zombies. Even though you don't put like the boards on the walls anymore, but like
Mm-hmm.
having to unlock areas, I forgot what that was like, and because it's like it's way more claustrophobic playing like that. Even though you're outside for a lot of it, but you have to like you have to pay to unlock other parts of the map, and playing it solo is fucking way harder than the open world.
Mm-hmm. Way more. And I feel like zombies, you definitely need a squad.
Yeah,
One thing, it looks like they added something today because then your team, which I thought was cool.
now we're back.
So you're not losing all your money. Yeah, I'm back. We're back. Yeah, I like paying the down payment on the door, so I don't lose all my money. I'll lose some of it, and people can add to it, so you don't lose all your money. You just like lose part of your money,
Wait, what are you
and you
talking
get
about?
to.
You have to rewind a little bit.
So the doors on the area, you can put partial money on it. You can basically have like the team put money on the door, so not one person pays all the money to it. So
Oh,
basically, you put like a down payment on the door, and then that works out much better. I feel like dude. I feel like they updated today. I don't remember that being there last night. Oh,
yeah,
also there's two maps. When you
yeah,
start zombies, there's two maps from the jump. So I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking cool. I'll, uh, and one of the maps has a story. I think Terminus is the one that has a story. So you have to pick four characters that will uh, play out the story. I mean, you don't have to. You can if you want. That's cool. Um, Another thing that's kind of cool. It looks like they're releasing new stuff. Like I don't know if it's every week, but I guess Newtown is out now, and then
Nuketown.
like
Yeah, yeah.
they're releasing something else this weekend. I don't remember what it was. Also, Monsters doing their thing where they're giving out codes, and we can get like new skins, or like I guess there's like 4 or 5 exclusive skins or some shit. You have like a month or so to get them. I think if you buy the product too, gives you a code. You just fucking sign up, and then you put your code in and get unlocks your characters that are kind of cool.
It's the old Mountain
Uh,
Dew thing. Remember that shit?
yeah, they
Back in the
did
day.
last year too.
Yeah,
They did last year too. Same shit. So it's kind of cool. Um, it's obviously they're gonna release like new characters. My question is, are they gonna put like old '80s like or '90s like characters? Are we gonna see like the Prince of Bel Air and this shit? Or are we gonna see
that'd be
like
cool. Yeah,
that'd be fucking funny? Or like Martin Lawrence, or was it Mike Lowry and fucking Marcus Burnett from Bad Boys in the game? Are we gonna see Miami Vice in the game? Like the possibility is there. We don't know what's going to happen, so it should be interesting to see.
all right. Well, as mentioned earlier, because this is going down a lot, I have to heavily edit this podcast, so we're gonna have to end this one a little bit short
That's
because
fine by me.
it's gonna take me like at least 30, 40 minutes to get through all this.
Yeah, let's get it. We've been on for a little bit, so I'm down to do whatever. So what for you? What you got going this weekend? Tomorrow's Halloween. What's going on with you this weekend?
Yeah, so I will end my sobriety on Friday, so I look forward to that. On
Hmm.
Saturday, I'm gonna try and find something to do in San Diego to kind of get out there. I was told that there's like single events in
Hmm.
the Black San Diego group, and so I'm like, all right, let me see if there's like what's going on there. I've pretty much given up on Facebook dating. It's kind of trash. So um, yeah, we'll see what that's like getting out and doing stuff on Saturday. Uh, yeah, I've been actually healing my body recently because of jujitsu. I've been like kind of beat up, and so I've been taking it a little bit easier than normal. Hopefully that will pay some dividends. I actually asked a friend of mine who also hurt her shoulder. She gave me uh, some advice to maybe see like a acupuncturist, which I've never tried
Oh,
before. But I'm like, at
yeah.
this point, whatever. I'll give it a try. So we'll see how that works. Other than that, nothing else going on. I'm just like, bracing for the election. Try not to lose your friends. Well, that one was really bad. Everything went
Well, yeah.
down.
I'm about to say. I thought it was done.
Yeah,
Tomorrow, shit, we're done.
yeah. So, uh, I want
Yeah,
to.
we'll keep pick this up.
Yeah, sorry. I wanted to say like during this election season, try not to lose friends over this. If you can, I know sometimes there's like certain things where you're gonna have like a hard line on like your beliefs, but remember you were friends with this person for a reason. Try not to let politics ruin it. So I know sometimes it can happen. Like there's certain things where I know that if there's certain things that if we're gonna disagree on it, like kind of go fuck yourself. But if it's just because you just voted for one guy I didn't happen to like, whatever. But if it's certain policies that you're pushing for, might have a problem. So
Mm.
yeah, um, take care of yourself, and if you can, take care of somebody else too. That is also from Freakonomics. I'm just saying it's a great show, podcast. Listen to it.
Oh, okay,
Go ahead on Ninja.
for
What do you
sure.
got?
So, first of all, the Dodgers seem to beat the Yankees in the World Series in Game Five, and it looks like it was a sweep. And I'm going to say, fuck the
Oh, nice.
Dodgers. There
Wait,
you
the
go.
the Dodgers won.
Yes, the Dodgers
Nice.
won
All right.
5 games. They won Game Five. So, oh, I guess no, that actually wasn't. No, it wasn't sweep. My bad. Because
They
the
lost one.
Yankees won last night. Yeah, the Yankees won last night. Dodgers closed it out tonight. So there's pictures everywhere. Everyone's all talking about historic ramifications. I just got to say, fuck the Dodgers. There you go. No, and no, I'm not a Giants fan. So,
Ace fan.
um,
It's proper,
yeah,
proper,
the
proper Bay Area.
the
East
A's are
Bay.
dead. The A's are dead. So there you go. Anyway, for me, today is the last day of Agatha. Agatha's finale was today,
Oh,
so I haven't seen it
okay.
yet. Yeah, today's the final episode, so I'm gonna watch it tonight. Um, we didn't talk about like the
We didn't talk about Dan to Dan.
sizzle.
God damn it.
Yeah, yeah. So we didn't talk about the sizzle trailer thing from Disney today. They have
Yeah.
their Marvel stuff throughout. I think till next spring. It was just the TV shows, so we got our first look at Wonder Man. So that was kind of cool. We also see which will be out, I think later on next year. Ironheart, her TV show is out later on. So there's a trailer out right now. Go check it out. For me, the Monster Hunter Wild Beta is open tomorrow. If you have PlayStation Plus, it was open for the last day or two. I think yesterday and today. Tomorrow it's open. Tomorrow it's open for everybody. And apparently, if you play the beta, whatever progress you make in the game will transfer over in the beta will transfer over to the main game. I'm like, oh shit, which includes character creation. Apparently, from what I was reading. So I'm like, that's cool. I'm down for that. So I'm probably gonna do that tomorrow before I go to work. Um, what else was there? Tomorrow is Halloween. I'm gonna be working, so I don't plan anything crazy unless somehow I get invited to some wild, crazy midget orgy somehow. It
Man,
could happen.
you know
It
what's
could
you know
happen.
what's sad about this time of the year is going through Facebook memories and going through all of the dope ass Halloween parties that I
Uh,
threw. Oh man, they were
yeah.
so epic.
So what's fucked up to me is that Facebook will tell me about you show me something from October in fucking April. So, but
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll see that. But now I got a new phone, so now I'm seeing shit from like a few years ago. It's cool because I'm like, dude, I remember when we had this huge crew of people that were hanging out and we had all these events, and now we're kind of scattered to the wind.
Yeah, it
But it is
sucks.
what it
It
is.
was I was talking to Mishka and Sai the other day about how that was like That was like peak me. I was so happy then. It was literally the best days of my fucking life. Or with you,
Yeah,
with y'all.
we had great fucking time. So the times were so great that we're still talking about it to this day. That's what those times were. But yeah, so if really quick, I'm gonna plug the show. Lioness season 2 started last week. It dropped 2 episodes. I think the new episodes tomorrow. If you are not watching the show, you need to start watching it. It is on Paramount Plus. It has Zoe Saldana, fucking Morgan Freeman, Michael Kelly. If you don't know who he is, he's usually the bald kind of angry guy. If you saw, fuck, what's the show that was on Netflix that had Kevin? Damn it, the legal show where he's like president for a minute. He plays Doug Snapper in that show anyway, but he's usually Doug Snapper in every show.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name right now. Yes, House of Cards. There we go. So he's using the guy from House of Cards who played Doug. He's in like every show as Doug, but he's in this one as like a councilman. It's very crazy. But yeah, Zoe Saldana, Nicole Kidman, Morgan Freeman. There's a couple of stars that will guest star in the show, but it's very, very fucked up. It shows the CIA as like recruiting Marines and other Rangers and whatnot to do their dirty work, and usually they use like a female who they dub a lioness. They train them in like a week or so to do some of the most dangerous shit you've ever seen. It's super dank. It's fucked up. There's lots of blood, lots of cussing. It's very cool. It's probably a very good CIA show or a very good spy show that you'll probably see, because I feel like it's more real life than some of these other shows, but it's very good. If you're not watching it, I'll be out of town next week. I will try to make the podcast on time. If not, I might not be here. But yeah, I'll be out of town for Election Day, so we'll see if we're all here by Wednesday of next week.
Hope you ain't flying anywhere. Jesus.
No, I'm not flying.
All right.
It's not that far. Yeah, I'm definitely not flying. Definitely not.
All right, take us out here, man.
All right, user experience, Black and Black Times Infinity, the 2-man show this week.
The glitchiest show on the internet. Sorry.
Check us out anywhere and everywhere. You get your podcast. Just know that if you're listening to us via audio, we go live every Wednesday, 8:30 Pacific-ish time on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. Just check us out with Black and Black Times Infinity or BTI, which is BTHANBTI. Check all your socials or anywhere you get social media. We're probably there somewhere. You can email us questions or whatnot at btmbti@gmail.com. We also have a Discord server. Email us, let us know you want to join. Check out our official website, denhatproductions.com/btmbti.
All right. Sorry about all the glitches, but I will fix this in post, so you won't see this after the edit.
There you go.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Yet many questions remain unanswered.